What's up YouTube? Today we'll continue with my series The Best Buy. Today's number 11. You can check the other ones on my YouTube channel. There is actually a playlist for all of them. This week I believe will be an amazing Best Buy, a lot of great comparisons. I had a lot of fun preparing the slideshows and I hope you guys also feel the same. And if that's the case, do not forget to leave a like on the video. Means a lot and tends to be the best way to show support. You guys know my channel, I've been going in a different direction, I would say, since I'm doing more podcast type of content, but I still enjoy doing the Best Buy. So if you also agree with me, this is a great series on the channel. Leaving a like is the best way to tell me that, and I would appreciate quite a lot. If you want to leave a comment, I would also be very happy with that. Same if you are not a subscriber and if you want to subscribe. So let's move on into the disclaimer. It will be a short one, but a very important one. No financial advice. I'll always do your own research. Any card I will show in this video or any video I can eventually be buying or selling. On the description you can find the affiliate link that supports the channel. Same goes for Patreon, so any type of support I appreciate. English is not a main language as you can see, so any types or mispronunciations, I'm sorry. Notes for the Best Buy, and I will be very quick on this one. All the data for the results was obtained on my Instagram, so if you want to participate on the next one, follow me on Instagram, link below the video. More than 300 votes, which I think is, again, is still anecdotal data, but I think is a good amount of votes. All of those have a fun component. To give you my correct answer, I would need hours in research. If you do not agree with my choice or even my viewer's choice, a good chance you can be correct. Most of the time, I'm sharing two great buys. So let's start with the number one. And the number one is a very interesting one. Puts Alan Shearer versus N'Golo Kante. Two legendary players in my opinion. Alan Shearer probably one of the best Premier League players. Not probably one of the question for Alan Shearer is Alan Shearer the best Premier League player ever or not? I think that's more debatable since you have guys like Thierry Henry, Ryan Giggs, etc. But in terms of striker, this man was a machine and is a legendary player, at least in my book. In the other side, we have N'Golo Kante, a legendary player for France, I think a legendary player for Chelsea at this point. And the card for Alan Shearer is the Pro Set 9. This is a rookie card for Alan Shearer, if you guys are not aware. And this is a PSA 10. Sold for 252. And the other card that goes against is N'Golo Kante, Gold Laser 2018 Panini Prism World Cup. Sold for 264. I'm talking always about USD. Interesting comparison. For me, this is actually a easy one for one reason. The Pro Set is just too common, guys. Is junk. I guess in America you guys call that junk. There is a lot of those around. You can still buy sealed product. Look, I understand getting a PSA 10 is not that easy, and I would agree with that statement that there is maybe some type of condition rarity for that card. And one is a rookie card, version on rookie, but the N'Golo Kante is also the first prism for N'Golo Kante. This is actually out of 15. I forgot to say that. Again, for me, I would go for N'Golo Kante. Is more, I would say, manufacturer rarity for sure, but in the end is true rarity out of 15. Versus a card that I don't trust a pop report, and I think the N'Golo Kante is just a better card. In terms of greatness, I think is more debatable. I think Alan Shearer was very important for Premier League, but if you put in perspective what N'Golo Kante did with Chelsea, with Leicester, with France, maybe N'Golo Kante at the end of his career can be ahead of Alan Shearer in terms of greatness. Maybe for you is already ahead of Alan Shearer in terms of greatness. So my choice will be number two. I don't think this is that close. I don't even remember the results, to be honest with you, but I would not be surprised if my honest goes for Alan Shearer, since my channel is about pre-modern, about vintage, not, I don't talk a lot about ultra-modern, so probably there will be some bias. Let me see. And Alan Shearer ended up winning with 52% of the votes. I'm sorry. Cannot say I agree with this. I don't think is again a bad choice. Is an interesting card, but for that price. I prefer the first prism for N'Golo Kante. Keep one thing in mind: N'Golo Kante ended up winning World Cup on 2018, so there is also that part of history for that specific card. And it's all about rarity again. I would go for the N'Golo Kante. I also care about lineage, about history, etc. But even lineage, you can make argument that the Prism card is better. In terms of history, probably I would go for the Pro set, but rarity makes me choose the Prism card. And I'm spending a lot of time on this one, but I thought sometimes, again, I know my viewers love pre-modern, love vintage, but sometimes the ultra-modern card is the best choice, and I think this is a very good example of that. So the next one will be between Paul Pogba versus Cristiano Ronaldo. The Paul Pogba is a sticker 2011 Panini Manchester United. This is one of the rookies for Paul Pogba and is a PSA 10 sold for 630 USD, a little bit over $600. Versus Cristiano Ronaldo 2004-2005 Panini Mega Cracks. Makes me very happy to see that Beckett grades this correct. I believe PSA puts 2005 for this one, but they are changing the label to season. So with that in mind, they most likely will start also grading that card correct. Again, 2004-2005 Panini Mega Cracks Portugal Cristiano Ronaldo. And this is actually a beautiful card sold for $600. Again, I would not spend a lot of time on this one because this is very easy for me. I mean, I understand we are talking about Paul Pogba rookie sticker, and probably condition rarity will be strong on that one. Getting a 10 is probably not that easy. Versus a card that you can even make an argument. Maybe the Paul Pogba card is more scarce on that grade versus, for example, a BGS 9. But greatness is completely apart on this one. I think this card is actually a very interesting card for Cristiano Ronaldo. On the background is the picture of the Euro 2004. It's the first Mega Cracks, the Portuguese version, with the United Red kit, which I think is also important. So for me, not close. Actually knew the seller was my friend Paulo, and he thought that this card will go for over 1K. I believe the person that got this card for $600 ended up getting a tremendous deal. So for me, this is a easy one. Cristiano Ronaldo, and I think my viewers probably will agree with me. Yeah, 89% Cristiano Ronaldo, 11% Paul Pogba. Keep another thing in mind. Every time people see a PSA slab versus a BGS slab, a lot of people go automatic for the PSA slab, even if we are talking about two different items in terms of value, at least in my opinion. And of course, a PSA 10 there is always a market for that. But I really like the Cristiano Ronaldo buy on this one. Not sure if this was a great buy or not for Paul Pogba. I think Paul Pogba is a little bit overrated, being real. I understand his career with France is quite good, but at club level, I feel is not reaching his potential. Maybe with Juventus will be different, but for now, I think Cristiano Ronaldo buy was much better. So before I go into the next one, a couple of things, guys, and I wish you guys don't skip this part. Let's start with my Discord. I have more than 600 members on my Discord at this point. I think it's an amazing place to learn and share about the soccer card market. We focus a lot on pre-modern, but you can talk about vintage, you can talk about ultra-modern, and yeah, I think it's an amazing place. A lot of amazing people there. It's a good way to interact with me if you want to ask questions. Again, I spend too much time there to be honest at this point. And we are actually close to 700 members. So if you want to join, link will be below the video and see you there basically. So the second part of this publicity to be fair is that I have a Patreon community that is growing quite fast, and I put a new Q&A every week there, exclusive content, access. You have access to a two video on Wednesday that you don't see on YouTube, and an extra audio on Saturday where I talk more about the state of the market. The video on Wednesday is a Q&A, basically answer questions for my Patreon members. Another thing that sometimes people don't realize is if you join the Patreon right now, you have access to 60 Q&As. I mean, a lot of content for weeks basically, and 55 audios. You can see the topics I end up topics in the end are questions that end up going in the last Q&A. Top pre-modern Italian legends, Ronaldo rarity versus Messi rarity, especially second year. Basically a lot of relevant topics for the card market. And again, I think I provide enough value to justify the $10 you need to pay to join the Patreon, and is a good way to show support to what I do on YouTube. So moving on, again, let's say $10 is a lot of money to you. Totally fine. There is always free content on YouTube, but at least the Discord channel, there is no excuse. You should join it right now. So the next Best Buy puts probably the two baby goats for a lot of people. I'm talking about Erling Haaland, a Manchester City player at this point, versus Kylian Mbappe. Great players. You guys know I don't play a lot in ultra modern, but I love to watch football. I always say soccer because of my audience, but I know it's football. I love to watch football, and of course, watching those two guys is amazing. I mean, Haaland is a force of nature. Kylian Mbappe is so fast. He's just a monster. So I really enjoy both guys. I'm not. I have some cards for them. To be fair, actually, I have the Mbappe sticker. But it's not a market that I play a lot, so I don't even have a lot of bias for any of those players. I also have cards for Haaland. The card that you guys are seeing on the screen for Haaland is the Top Scrum UEFA Champions League Sapphire Purple. I believe is out of 25 and is a BGS 9. I think it's a lot of good subgrades on only corners that being away from a gem mint card, and sold for 7.5k, a lot of money, versus Mbappe rookie sticker, the only rookie for Mbappe, if you want to be honest, because it's the only card on in this case the sticker, but it's the only thing on 2016 Panini Food. So in terms of lineage, I really like the sticker. I think it's a bit too common to be honest with you guys. On the PSA 10, maybe you can say there is some type of conditioned rarity. And at one point in time, this card was selling, I believe, for 30k on a PSA 10. So yeah, the card is crashing quite a lot because more are getting graded. If I had to choose between one versus another, this is a difficult one for me because, I mean, I honestly I don't like any of those pies. With that money, I can buy a nice Cruyff, a nice Maradona, and I would be much happy to be fair. So I have to put my speculator at if that makes sense, and I probably like the Haaland card more. I don't like that card is a rookie card for Haaland because for me rookie cards or stickers for Haaland should be at Salzburgo, but it is what it is. The market don't see that way. Let me think a little bit honestly, because the thing is, this is a true rookie for Mbappe without any type of doubt, and that card is not my favorite card for Haaland. But being out of 25 makes me incline a little bit more for the Haaland card. Apart from that, knowing that this Mbappe card was at 30k, now is at 7k. And there is still a lot of sealed product for this set in France. I've been tracking the market quite close. So Don't like any of those two buys, but if I had to choose one, I probably would go for the Haaland card. Let's see what my viewers think, and they disagree with me again. So, 70% end up going for, I guess I can say 69% low, end up going for the Mbappe. Again, not super surprised because I also was not sure, and my community loves things done in the correct way, and this is the true rookie for Mbappe. So you can make an argument that in the future Mbappe only have one rookie. So even if the pop is big, there is only one option. But in the other end, is not reality, right? Because people still look at Top Scrum, Prism, and they still consider those cards rookie material for Mbappe. I don't like any of those in terms, again, for 7K, I would buy a Maradona, a Cruyff, or a Pelé, or a Cristiano Ronaldo, something, a GOAT, basically. Um, so, yeah, a difficult one for me. I will go for the Haaland, but I'm okay with my viewers going for Mbappe. And to be fair, if price was not a thing, I actually like the Mbappe sticker more. So the next one puts two legendary players. Gianluigi Buffon Panini Calciatore 95 versus 2000 Panini Foot Karim Benzema. Both rookies. I guess there is some debate for Karim Benzema since there is a 2005 double CFA card, but I still consider this a true rookie for Benzema. So, in terms of lineage, I love both. I mean, Panini Calciatore is one of the most iconic. I would say subsets from Panini, and Panini Foot is again is legendary. I mean, think about all the rookies you have on Panini Foot. Look, Benzema, Mbappe, Zidane, Henry, Drogba. I mean, so many legendary players. And the price for the PSA 9 Buffon was 384, not even for $400. And the price for both RPSA 9s for Karim Benzema was again basically the same thing, 396. So both very close to $400. This is an interesting one for me because I think both stickers lack true rarity, but condition rarity can potentially be a thing. The thing is, maybe I just trust PSA 10s and not PSA 9s for those two particular stickers. Um, I don't know. This is a difficult one for me. In terms of greatness, and I always love to think that way, I think Buffon is ahead of Karim Benzema. I know Karim Benzema most likely will win a Ballon d'Or, but if you make your best 11, I don't put Karim Benzema, at least for now. Who knows if he keeps doing this for 3, 4 more seasons, but I think it's unlikely. But I put Buffon. Buffon for me is the best goalkeeper ever. It's very close between Neuer and Buffon. Um, yeah, this is a difficult one. Interesting stuff is I actually have rookie cards for both. In case rookie stickers that have more true rarity than those two. I have the Japanese version for Buffon, and I have the Panini McDonald's for Karim Benzema. Both, at least I believe, are quite difficult to find. So yeah, I love both players. I just think there is alternatives with strong rarity. So probably I will not buy any of those two. But if I have to choose one, I would go for Karim Benzema for one reason. Since I'm not holding any of those two, I think the Karim Benzema have a little bit more upside with him playing for France, being one of the favorites for the World Cup in September, because I believe Ballon d'Or will be in September this time. Very likely scenario, he wins the Ballon d'Or. So with that in mind, I think there is a bit more upside for Karim Benzema. And let's see what my viewers think. And they end up agreeing with me. I thought this would be a little bit more close. Actually, let me say one thing. When I say I'm not buying those, is because I have better rookie material for those players. But if I'm playing on a budget, I think those cards are also quite nice. Maybe not on those grades, since those prices are still expensive. So always have this in mind because every time I record this type of stuff, I know a couple of you guys own those cards and you may not like my comment, but in the end, I'm just sharing my knowledge, my experience on the market that can actually be wrong. Okay, so I always like to put this outside because I also sometimes when I own a card and I see someone talking bad about my card, I also have a weird feeling about that. But we have to understand that I'm trying to be totally fair with my evaluation on those. Moving on. The next best buy, and I believe the last one, puts two legendary players against each other. I'm talking about the 2006 Magic Box International Luis Suarez, the rookie card for Luis Suarez. I actually think this is a beautiful card. In this case, the PSA 9 versus 59 Einerl, one of my favorite sets in vintage. Yashin PSA 2, but actually is a PSA 2 with amazing eye appealing. Even on the back, I did not saw damage, so I'm not sure. Maybe I end up missing something, but again, I thought it was an amazing PSA 2 for Yashin, one of the best goalkeepers ever. Also, I mean, I put Neuer and Buffon ahead of him, but this man ended up winning Ballon d'Or, so there is also that argument for Yashin being actually the best ever. In the end, is debatable. I think Buffon for his entire career impresses me a lot, and I think the position ended up changing so much that being goalkeeper right now is completely different. I actually think is more difficult. If you don't agree with me, there is actually a lot of documentaries on YouTube talking about this type of stuff. I also enjoy learning about the game, about the history of the game, and of course, Yashin was amazing. The price for Luis Suarez was 540, so a little bit over $500, and for Yashin also very close, 516. Again, a little bit over $500. Interesting comparison. This is a very interesting one, really, because I love the card for Suarez. In terms of rarity, I'm not sure if the Ashin PSA 2 will be more difficult than a PSA 9 Magic Box International, because the PSA 9 is a solid grade. Even though if I was going just by rarity without knowing grades, I believe the annual set is quite more difficult to find. But yeah, this is an interesting one. In terms of greatness, I think Luis Suarez is one of the best strikers ever, honestly. I know a lot of people do not like his personality, a lot of controversials outside of the pitch, and it is what it is, not gonna lie. I may go for Yashin for one reason. I love the Under set, and I don't have any type of connection with that set for Luis Suarez, apart from me understanding that's an important card for Luisito Suarez. But even on in terms of rookies, I may like the sticker more for Suarez than the card. So because of that, basically, I think the Yashin takes the spot for me. People still consider this a rookie card for Yashin. That is early releases for Yashin. But yeah, beautiful card. I think this probably I'm not sure if this was one side or not, but this should be close, right? Let's see what my viewers think. Yes, this was one of the closest ones. 53% for Yashin, 37% for Suarez. Keep one thing in mind again, my viewers love pre-modern, so yeah. But again, this was a close one. You can make a lot of great arguments for the Luis Suarez card. You can say PSA 2 for the Yashin card is a very low grade. Again, you can go in a different narrative. You can make a solid contra argument. So really fun one, and I enjoyed this Best Buy quite a lot. So conclusion, guys: collect things you love, price what you pay, value is what you get. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. At least I had a lot of fun. Like I said this at the beginning, this was a very fun one for me. And if you can leave a like, I would appreciate. If you want to join my Patreon, I would love that. Or if again $10 a lot of money, at least join my Discord. Link below the video. See you guys tomorrow. Have a nice day.